What's up, Goal Chasers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Tashambi Berry, and this is Goal Chasers. Alright, so if you saw the title, it is my new why. And my new why is because when I started this channel, I weighed 443 pounds. And I wanted my life back. I wanted my life not to end early. There were so many things, but ultimately I just didn't want to die young. Since then I've lost 183 pounds, and with that there's been a lot of changes. Your life changes, the clothes you wear change, the food you eat changes, and somewhere in there your why changes. So on this video I want to answer 5 questions, and I want to ask those same 5 questions of you, for those of you who are in this journey as well, like trying to lose weight, or you have lost weight, and need to maintain, or you might have different goals than you did when you started out. So let's get to it. All right, now before we start, I want you to grab a notebook, a pen, paper, your phone, something that you can use to jot down the question and write your answers down. That's the best way to for me anyway, to always reflect. Either that or you make a video. This is a great way to reflect, and so I'll give you a minute to go ahead and do that. All right, so first question. What finally made me decide that it was time for me to make that change? As I stated before, my highest weight recorded, I would say, it was 443 pounds. And that is a lot of weight. Now I am 6'3", so that did help, but it didn't help that much, because it's just a lot of weight no matter how you put it. There are a lot of things that played into why I decided that it was time. At some point you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you go into the doctor. Doctor is blaming every ailment, every pain on your weight, and you get your blood test done, your blood pressure and all those things, and all of them are high, and all of you have all the indicators that you're not going to live a long life if you continue down this path. So I started this journey quite a few times, and there was quite a few times that I lost a lot of weight, but I always looked at it like it was a sprint and not a marathon. In 3 months I could lose this much weight, and then what? And so a lot of times, and 3 months was a lot. A lot of times it would only last a week, and sometimes it would only last a day, and sometimes it wouldn't even last that. You wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm gonna do this. By lunchtime you're so hungry, you're like, nah, I need to eat whatever it is I want to eat. And so I've been through it. I've been through all that. And eventually you really get mad at yourself, depressed. You feel it. You feel it all the time. Like for me, I couldn't stand up for 3 minutes without my back just locking up. It was horrible. My legs hurt, my feet hurt, my ankles hurt. My pride hurt. It was more than just physical pain, it was mental pain that caused me to eventually just say, okay, I got to do this. But, along the way, I did try a lot of different tools to try to lose the weight. It's just nothing was working, and it wasn't that nothing was working. I wasn't working with the tools. The tools were working, The gym is a tool, and if you don't go to it, it's not gonna work for you. So it's like you kind of got to pick. Like you have to have self-awareness. You have to have that come to Jesus and say, it's not the gym, it's not paleo or keto. It's not whatever it is. It's me. If I stick to whatever it is that I want to do, or the tool that I choose, I can be successful. I just have to stick to it. So that was my aha moment was, I really need to pick something and stick to it in order to be successful. And I had to mean it, because everybody says that, and I've said it numerous times, but you have to mean it. And this last time I really meant it. I think what I feared the most, if nothing changed, was that I wouldn't live to my potential. We all have this vision that we see each other. When you look in the mirror, you have a vision of what you want to see of yourself. And I always had that vision that I could be so much better. I could do so many things. I would, I used to like play basketball, and I could run up and down the court and do all these things, but the weight would always hold me back. And then it got to a point where there was no way that I was going to be able to do any of that stuff. And I still wanted to. Old age is one thing, being older is one thing, but when you're older and you're overweight, it's not your age, it's the weight, and if you get the weight off, of course you're gonna age, you're gonna get old, and bones gonna get weak and all that stuff, but that's later, and a lot of that stuff can be managed. And if you can manage those things, which I found is like, if I can control the weight gain and start to lose weight and start to get active and move, then it'll be a slower aging process. And so I feel like losing all that weight kind of just reversed a whole lot of things, where you have these scales where you stand on them and they read your whatever vitals, all that stuff, and they'll even give you an age for how your body is functioning. And it was always functioning way older than I actually was, because I was just way overweight, very sedentary, and just in bad shape. And so now I'm like 10 years younger than I actually am. I can't remember what the age thing is called. I'll put it down here, but yeah, it's like 10 years younger. So it's saying that, my body is functioning at a rate that's younger than what I am, and I never ever thought that I would ever see something like that. I started this channel and I said it could happen, but once you get so far out, you really don't know what to expect, and for me, I expected the same all the time, but I knew I was going to push and try until I couldn't do it anymore. And so that's what I did. All right, so my question to you is, what are you no longer wanting to accept in life? All right, and I want you to be I want you to be specific, not so vague. A lot of people will say, I want to walk more, I want to eat less, I want to, less and more and all of that. Those aren't actual tangible things, So I want to walk a quarter of a mile every day. I want to walk a half a mile every day, something like that. Like, I want to go to the gym and walk on a treadmill for half an hour, or not half an hour, but or whatever, half an hour, or half a mile every day, and I want to, or 3 days a week, or make it something specific that you can follow. But what are you willing to do to start this journey? Like, everyone talks about, I'm on a weight loss journey, I'm gonna start it, I'm gonna do it, but you need to put action behind those words. So again, write it down. Write down what you want to start specifically. All right, time for question 2. Question 2 is, what did I believe that weight loss would give me? So, I'm human, so I'm like everyone else, I do have my vanity reasons for wanting to lose weight. I want it to look good. I want to feel good. I want to feel attractive. I wanted to walk in a room and people look at me and be like, he's well put together. Being overweight carries a lot of stigma, and a lot of times you're not seen, you're not heard, you're not appreciated because people just feel like you don't matter. And it doesn't even matter if you are like the smartest person in the room or whatever. It's just like you just don't get that attention that you deserve. So I felt like losing weight would get me that attention. But outside of that, I wanted to gain my health. I wanted to be able to go to a doctor and have them draw my blood and then look at me like they look at all the other people that are in shape or healthy. I wanted to go to the doctor and my leg hurts, and I want them to say, your leg hurts because this bone is whatever, or you strained something. But I don't want, everybody gets tired of going to the doctor when you're overweight, and the first thing they say is you need to lose weight. Before they even look at the leg or before they even look at whatever it is, they're just looking at you like you're fat. And during this process, I had plantar fasciitis, and I wanted to get a cortisone shot, and the doctor that I had was just like, you need a diet. You need to get on an anti-inflammatory diet. You need to be on a diet. And at this point, I had lost 100 pounds. She wasn't my primary care doctor. She was just a doctor that was there for, because I scheduled it without my primary care, whatever. But anyway, so she wouldn't even look at my charts to see if, my weight loss. She wouldn't look at anything. All she would do is look at me and look at and see that I was overweight, and that was all that mattered. It didn't matter that my foot I had plantar fasciitis. It didn't matter that I had been running every day and lifting weights and doing all the things already. It didn't matter. It was just, you need to be on a diet because you're fat. And I feel that is wrong, because there are so many people who are out there doing their thing, in the gym, working hard, and they go to a doctor and the doctor doesn't see that working out, and some do. Not all doctors are the same, but some just really give like the healthcare a bad name because they're not really getting to know you and getting to know what you got going on. So that was another thing. So I do like going to the doctor and feeling like I'm being treated like an actual person and not a fat person or obese person or whatever. Not that I'm not obese still. I'm still on my journey, but you knock a lot of that weight off, and it changes the way people treat you. I definitely wanted more confidence. I wanted to be able to stand tall and walk into a room and be able to stand for more than 3 minutes, and be able to run if I need to, and be able to play a sport if I want to. My nephews was growing up. Like, I wanted to be able to show them that, it can be done. Like, I went from, the Santa Claus uncle, big uncle, to that I could set a goal and actually attain it, which goes way outside of fitness and losing weight. Once you set your sights on something and you're able to get it, to attain that, it just shows you, the sky's the limit with anything that you set your mind to. So for me, that definitely broadened my horizons on the things that I wanted to do, outside of losing weight. I wanted more energy. Now, I take a lot of naps. I ain't gonna lie. I take a lot of naps because I like naps. But when it comes to being in the gym, I'll be in the gym 2 hours sometimes, 2.5, 3 hours. A lot of that time I'm recording or whatever, but I can be in the gym for 2 hours working out and feel good about it. Feel good the whole time. Get out of there, feel good. Things that I never thought were possible for me. I know they're possible for other people, but not me. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And just a longer life, I feel like I have a mark to make on this here planet, and I feel like there's somebody I can reach, and I can help to get to their goals, to push them to be a better version of themselves, or if it's losing weight, lose the weight, and then for them to help someone else. Each one teach one. That's what I like. I like that philosophy, and I learned. And so now it's my turn to teach someone else on how to do it for themselves. So, yeah, that was it. Those were, what I felt like I would get from losing the weight. All right, question number 2. What do you believe reaching your goal will allow you to do, feel, or become? That's important. Because, you're not losing weight for no reason. A lot of times, you have your vanity. You want to look good. You want to feel good. You want to fit in certain clothes. What is it for you? And what do you feel that it will do for you? Because not all the time is it going to be like I lose 183 pounds and now, I'm a superstar model. Because that ain't it, that don't always happen like that. But, what are your reasons? And, like for me, I would say the vanity is cool, but the health and being in shape is much better. There's people who have lost a lot of weight, and I'm gonna keep it all the way, real with you. I'm not gonna, sugarcoat anything. So there's people who lose weight and they have a lot of extra skin, but they'll tell you they rather have that extra skin than be overweight again. And that's powerful. That's strong, because you might not like what this extra skin looks like, but I'm healthy. I'm gonna live a longer life. I can do the things that I wasn't able to do. So it's very humbling, because not everybody loses weight the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be 400 plus pounds and you're not gonna lose weight the same way I lost weight, or it's just not gonna come off the same. And so at the end of the day, what are you hoping to accomplish? Question number 3. What did losing 183 pounds teach me that the scale never could? First off, don't gain all that weight. If you don't gain that weight, you don't got to lose it. So it's just like anything. If you don't start smoking, you don't have to quit. If you don't start, so if you don't gain the weight, you ain't got to lose it. But, it's not that easy. It's definitely not that easy. What losing the weight did teach me, though, was that I can do anything I set my mind to, because that's no easy task. Losing 183 pounds is no easy task. It's hard for anyone, and there's not many people who can say they've done it. There's not even a lot of people who need to lose 183 pounds. That's a whole person, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And so what it definitely taught me was that if you do continue to work at something, you will get results. and it might not come today, tomorrow, because there was plenty of weeks where I was in the gym busting my ass, and then I step on the scale and I gained some weight. And you hear all the cliches. Oh, it's probably muscle. It's probably not. Or when you lose 5 pounds, like the first week, oh, that's water weight. That's nothing. You know, you you hear so many things, and you just it's hard to stay focused. But it definitely taught me that I could stay focused, and I would stay focused, and that if I continue to push consistently, push with that 110%, that I could do anything. Really, I can do anything. And so, there was a lot of weeks where it didn't look like anything changed. I'm probably one of the worst people for body dysmorphia, because there are times when I look in the mirror and I still see that old version of me, and or I have videos, I have pictures, and I see that old version of me, and I feel bad, because I did that to myself. And I can look in the mirror now and be happy because I did this to myself, but it's I spent a lot of time in the gym. I spent a lot of time working hard, and I did it, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm definitely I feel like my time is done. Now I want to help other people to feel the same way. Like I said, I'm still in the process of losing and getting to where I want to be. But during that process, I would love to motivate, inspire, help physically, help mentally, whatever, for people to see their potential and to go out there and get it. It ain't gonna be easy, but nothing easy, or what is it? Nothing easy is worth doing, or whatever, or nothing came easy. I don't know the saying, but you feel me. So it definitely taught me a lot about myself. It taught me to work through the pain. That was another big thing. Being that I was out of shape, and I was just not used to working out. There comes a lot of pain with that. Comes a whole lot of pain. And my biggest fear, now I have a friend, she can vouch for me. This was, I don't know, I want to say 2-3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It was me, her, and her fiance at the time. We wanted to hike Cowles Mountain in San Diego, and so I thought I was doing good. I thought I was pretty good. I look at the pictures now and I'm like, damn, no, I wasn't. But I thought I was. I thought I had lost some weight. I felt like good. I felt good. So that hike was hard, but we got to the top, and then on our way down, I fell and I hit my toe, and I got turf toe. I think that's what it was. Whatever it was, it hurt a lot. And my toe swole up and all that stuff. Now I had to do a Spartan, I think it was a Spartan sprint 2 weeks from then. And I was in no condition for it. Not only was I out of shape for it, but now I got this toe that's jacked up. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. But I did know that if I sat there and didn't do anything and just took a break, a rest, it's always easy to be like, oh, I'm hurt, let me just go ahead and take a break. Then I would fail. I knew I would fail. I knew it. And so that very next day, I was in the gym. and I was doing what I could do. So I couldn't run anymore. Not that I was running like a lot anyway, but I couldn't run anymore. I couldn't walk really on the treadmill. So I got on the elliptical. I wanted to see how it felt. It felt all right. All right. Well, this is what I'm gonna do then. This is what's gonna get me through. I'm gonna do the elliptical, and I'm gonna do my weights like I did before. And that worked. I got plantar fasciitis. Same thing. Now I can't walk again. Can't run. I gotta figure something out because I can't stop. The minute I stop, that's when all this goes away. So I gotta keep going. So it taught me to fight through the pain, and not only fight through the pain, but to be very resourceful, to look at things a lot differently. It's not like, oh, I got hurt, let me stop. It's, oh, I got hurt. How can I achieve this goal with this pain or this ailment and still continue to keep going? Because if I don't, I know what the results of that will be. I know what the results of quitting will be. And I don't want to quit anymore. So I gotta figure this out. So my question for you is, question number 3, how has pursuing your goal already changed you? Even if you haven't reached the finish line. So that's very important, you know. It's a lot of distance between the start and the finish of this journey. I haven't even hit the finish. So, and it's been 2 years. So it's, you look at it and it's not gonna be, oh, next month I'm gonna hit my goal and I'm good and that's it. No, it's gonna be a long period of time, and then even after you hit the goal, then you gotta maintain the goal. So and sometimes to me it feels like maintaining is harder than losing the weight to begin with. So it's a lot, you know, it's a lot on your plate. And if you got, you know, fat genes like me, like I said, I know if I stop, then I'm gonna just blow up. So I have to continue. I have to continue to make sure that I keep my body in a condition where I can always be able to go to the gym. I can always be able to go for a long walk, go do a Spartan at a moment's notice, which I did one, 2 weeks ago. I did the Spartan mile, which I wanted to do that because I wanted to run and I wanted to lift the weights. I wanted to do all that stuff. I wanted to punish my body in a good way, which I was down for like 2 days, but I've already created the habits that I needed in order to know that I can take a day off and then go to the gym the next day. And so, yeah. So, you know, the question was, how has pursuing your goal already changed you, even if you haven't hit the finish line yet? All right, question number 4. So now that survival and weight loss are no longer my only focus, what is my new why? All right, so first and foremost, my new why is because I like being or feeling healthy. I like feeling good. I like going to a doctor and the doctor does my blood or whatever, and you know, everything looks good. My A1C looks good, cholesterol, everything looks good. You know, I like being able to go to a restaurant and be able to sit in the booth. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I still think about it like, oh, that booth looking kind of tight, you know, it's, you know, I was bigger. I was 443 pounds plus longer than I've been this weight. And so it's going to take a while for me to get to a point where I just know that I can do these things. I know that I could fit these clothes just by looking at them. Because for a long time I was, you know, still buying big clothes because that's all I knew. Still buying 4XLT, 5XLT, like, because that's all I knew and that's what I felt like I needed, and put it on, and then I'm feeling sloppy and I'm like, what's wrong with this shirt? It ain't the shirt, it ain't the pants. Like, I've lost weight. I should be embracing that, and I wasn't. And so, now it's like I want to embrace the fruits of my labor, really. But at the same time, I never want to forget what it took to get here, because they say if you forget your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I never want to repeat 443 pounds. I never want to or I never want to repeat the journey to even get here. It was a lot of work, and if I don't have to, if I can, stick to the habits that I've created to get here, then there's no reason why I should ever see that again on my body. Now, I do keep pictures, I do keep videos, just to remind myself, like, it can happen, it has happened, and we don't want that to happen again. When I see that version of me, I feel bad, because that was a lot of pain, there was a lot of depression, there was a lot of things that no one knew, and I know I'm not the only one who feels like that. And I feel bad for that person, even though that person is me. But I will say that person, that 443 pound me, is so happy that I am where I am now. That's all that person wanted, was to be healthy, to be in shape. And so, to have that realization, is really cool. And it's like when you watch, well, it doesn't come on anymore, but there was a show called Biggest Loser. And I think it must have been during week 1 or something. They would record a video to their future self, and then, they lose a lot of weight. And then they would watch the video that they made for their future self, and their future self, or their past self, telling them that you can do it. I know you're gonna lose weight. I know you're gonna do great, and all this stuff. And that's how I feel when I watch those. It's like, I even made a video. I don't think I posted it, where I was talking to my future self, and I had medals, because I used to do a lot of 5Ks, and I was like, you're gonna be great. And part of you wants to believe it, but the other part of you is just like, but I am hungry though, and I do want to drink, and that was my big thing, was alcohol. I probably drank more calories than I know I drank more calories than I ate, and that just was not good. It's not good at all for me. I've seen people who are small, skinny, whatever, drink like a fish, but it wasn't for me. Like, for me, I just have a different body composition, and alcohol ain't it. So I had to give it up. Another part of my why is just motivating and helping people and inspiring people. I want people to feel what I feel. I want them to know that it is possible, and I have seen plenty of people, on their journeys, and they show their before and after pictures. I never thought that I would be one of those people to have a before and after picture. I'll tell you that right now, because I've done this journey a bunch of times and never lost enough weight to have a before and after picture. And now I am one of those people. And I think my whole thing is, I don't want anyone to think that I'm any different, or that I did anything that they can't do. I want people to know that I'm just a person just like everyone else. And not only that, like, I can relate to so many things that you are going through, and I can show you what I've done to get over those road bumps and to keep going. But ultimately, it's definitely up to you. You have to make that choice that it's enough is enough. Like, I really want to do this. So that was, yeah. And I also want to build a community. I want to build a community goal chasers that are, you know, everyone is working to better each other. I want it to be more than weight loss and fitness. I want it to extend to business goals, hobbies, sports goals, whatever it is. Like, we all have goals that we want to achieve, but it's not the goal that you should set your sights on. It's the systems that you put in place. Now, I got that from Atomic Habit, the book Atomic Habit, which is a very good book, by the way. You know, you want to make yourself 1% better every day. But yeah, it's the systems that you put in place. Like, saying you want to lose 10 pounds, but not having the systems in place to lose that 10 pounds, you're not going to do it. But if you say you want to lose 10 pounds, and then you map out how you are going to lose those 10 pounds, whether it be diet, in the gym, whatever, you know, that changes the game right there. You know, it's more of, you know, or it's less of a goal, and or something that is unrealistic, and it becomes very realistic when you can actually map it out and do it. And I'm continuing to challenge myself. I don't know why, but I like to, I guess, especially now that I can, I like to put my body to the test. I like to see what I can do. I'm not in the NFL or basketball, NBA, or none of that stuff. So I don't get the chance to really test myself unless I put myself in that situation. And so what I found was the Spartan races and all that stuff really challenged me and really test me to see how far I'm willing to go to get to that finish line. And so to me, it's more than just a race. To me, it's me really pushing myself beyond what I thought I could do to a place where you have to be serious to make it. You know, if you want to make it to that finish line, you really have to be serious about what you're doing, because if not, then, you know, like, you have to go through some stuff mentally or physically in order to break through that wall and to know that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. A lot of people will take these little road bumps, little bumps in the road, not even no big deal, you know. Oh, my stomach hurt, I can't go work out now for the rest of the year. Like, what? No, that's not right. You know, they'll take these little speed bumps and use them as a crutch to why they can't be better, instead of making reasons on how you can be better, even if your stomach hurts, even if your ankle is messed up. Like, you have to find a way. Like, I know it's another way that this can be done, and you gotta find it. All right, question number 4. If you reach your current goal tomorrow, what would still be worth showing up for? So if your goal was to lose 100 pounds and that 100 pounds was gone tomorrow, would you still show up at the gym to go work out? Or if your goal was to fit in a size, whatever, extra large, and you woke up and you were able to fit in that extra large, would you still continue to do the things that you needed to do to get there? I feel if it's granted to you from one day to the next, probably not. But if you do the work, you know, over a period of time, then yeah, it's almost like money. Like, you can spend somebody else's money all day and you will never learn how to respect money. But when you have to work for your money, and then the money that you work for is the money, all the money that you have, you learn to respect it a lot more than spending somebody else's money. So if you did all this work to lose all this weight to get to this goal, now that you reach it, now what? You know, and that was probably one of my biggest fears about losing a lot of the weight was, what about when I hit it? What about when I hit that goal? Then what? You know, do I just be like, I'm good? Knowing me, if I were like to be like, oh, I'm good, in 2 months I'll be 443 pounds again. It's ridiculous how fast my body a lot wants to put weight back on. It's ridiculous. So I know that about myself. Self-awareness is key to a lot, when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to your motivation, your everything. Self-awareness. A lot of times you need to take yourself and put yourself in situations like some people will say, if I go home after work, I'm not going to get dressed and then go to the gym. So they'll pack their bag and have it in the car so they can go to the gym before they get home. Like you have to have self-awareness. You have to know what you're good at, what you're not good at, and then make those good decisions that will get you to whatever your goal is, But if you continue to tell yourself in the morning, no, I just come back home and put on my workout stuff and then go to the gym, and then you do it, you fail every time. Believe me, I'm that guy. I did those things, and I actually have my gym bag right here with my clothes in it, because I know I get to the house and I lay in the bed, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sit in the bed to put on my shorts, and next thing you know, I'm laying in the bed and I ain't going nowhere. So I understand it. And so I'm like, all right, I gotta pack this bag up, and sometimes I even gotta put my gym clothes on here at work, because if I get in the car with my work clothes on, then I still don't have to go to the gym. I can still just go straight home. So if I put on my gym clothes, I put on my sweet sweat, and hey, I gotta do it. So, and even if you don't feel like it and you get a little workout in, that's better than nothing at all. All right, now question number 5, last but not least. What must I do next to live in alignment with my new why? And that's a good question. All I can say is I have to stay focused. I have to know that this lifestyle change is one that I have to do. It's not something I want to do, or this is cool, it's nice. It's nice to fit in clothes that I can wear clothes off the shelf at stores, regular stores now. All those things are nice, but my health is the most important thing. I feel like my health, being in shape, being, in days and times like today, you got to be willing to up jump the boogie if you got to go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be someplace and something happens and you can't run. You can't run, you can't hide, you can't whatever, because, being 443 pounds, it ain't much that you can hide behind. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I feel like my fears of gaining the weight back keep me focused. Staying consistent, I really enjoy at the end of the week knowing that I went to the gym, multiple times, and I killed it in the gym. I love saying that. Like, I went in there and I killed the workout. And to me, what killing the workout means is, when I go in there and I have a workout plan that's supposed to wear me out, and at the end of it, I'm feeling like I'm good. I killed that workout, I feel good, like, especially to run. If I know I gotta run 3 miles and I don't like running, and at the end of the 3 miles, I'm feeling good. I'm not like exhausted. I'm not holding on the treadmill walk. Like, I'm still walking, shoulders up, head up high. Like, I killed that run. That was nothing. I love that feeling. And so, continuing to love that feeling is something I, definitely have to keep going, keep pushing. Like, this isn't it. Like, this is nice. This is cool and all, I used to sit there and be like, well, I can walk at a 2 point whatever, and imagine when, I can run at a 4. Oh, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because my running is at a 3.5 right now. Imagine if I was at a 4. Oh my goodness. And so now I get on there and do 5 and 6s, like running. So it's like, not to brag, but it's to show you that, you know, I had set my sights pretty low, but it was high. You know, it was high for me at that time. But when I reached it, then I was like, well, what's next? How much more can I do? And even now, I'm still looking at it like, you know, people run 9-minute miles. People run 7-minute miles. Why can't I? I don't know. So, you know, I always want to keep something in front of me. I want to keep my eye on a prize. Even when I hit the prize and I want another prize, like I want to continue to keep pushing. Eventually there will be a ceiling, but until I won't know it until I reach it, and I haven't reached it yet. So yeah. Continuing to challenge myself again, like each challenge, it definitely makes me, it gives me that I don't know, it's a good feeling. Like I killed it in the gym, like when I did that Spartan mile, a Spartan Deca mile a couple weeks ago, and they handed me that medal. It was like, I still got it. And I did it in a faster time than I did before. And I was like, wow, like I hadn't done one in months, at least I know 6 months for sure, probably more than that. And so, but my goal was to always make sure that I stayed in shape, just in case I want to do one. I don't want to go out there and do one and it be like the first time I did it. I want to be able to be like, all right, I'm here and let's get it done. And I did that. And I was tired. Don't get me wrong, I was tired. It wore me out, but I felt good. I felt so good. So, you know, I just have to keep chasing that feeling. Like I used to chase a buzz, or I used to chase, you know, being drunk, and I used to chase, you know, going to the club, and all these things I would chase that did nothing for me. Now my new high, if you will, is performing better, being a better person, just doing things just better than I ever have. And ultimately I feel like it's maturing, you know, me maturing and becoming an old man. But, you know, I might be old in age, but I'm not going to be old in stature. I'm not going to be old in health or fitness. I'm going to just keep pushing myself to be great. And what's funny is, like, you know, I talked about hiking Cowles Mountain. I would hike Cowles Mountain in my 20s and in my 30s, and there would be people who were like 60 and 70 passing me all the way up to the top. Not a problem for them. Had they walking sticks and they getting up to the top and back down to the bottom before I'm even up to the top. So they figured it out. You know, it took me a lot of time for me to figure it out, but it took me some time to figure it out, and I figured it out, and now I want to be 60, 70, hiking Cowles Mountain, looking at the young cats like, what's wrong with them? Ain't no reason for, I already got an 18-year-old nephew, and I'm constantly telling him, like, you 18 and I'm 45. Like, you should be running laps around me. You know, if I could be 18 again, I would never do it the way I did it when I was 18. If I could have had the drive I have now, oh my goodness. So, you know, hey, it starts when you're young. If you can get these kids while they're young, you know, you gotta beat that in their head. Like, hey, you don't want to get in your 20s and 30s and 40s and not be in shape, because it hurts. And it's just not, it's not what you want. It's not good. All right. So what I want now is, You should have your paper and your pen, something to jot something down. I want you to complete this sentence. Because my why is blank, this week I will blank. So, because you made this why, because you have this goal now, what will you set to start this journey? And you could even be on a journey already. What are you going to do to, advance, to get better? I've seen people who go to the gym for years and want to lose weight, and they look the same, like they haven't lost any weight in years of doing it consistently. But that's because they haven't made any changes to their workout routine. They haven't added weight. They haven't added reps. They haven't added time to the run. It just uses do on the same thing every day for years, and your body will adapt, and your body will just keep you there. So you need to add more weight to your lifts to get stronger. You need to add more distance to your run if you want to run further. You know what you have to do. So what are you going to do to make that change so that it becomes more of a challenge? Because that challenge is only going to be, like, if I were to walk at 2.5 now, I would be bored. But it took me a long time to get to the point where, the changes had to happen. So I walked on that 2.5 for a long time. But if I never raised it to 2.6 up to 3, then I would still be at 2.5, and I would probably still be at the same weight. So these are things you have to do in order to continue to advance. All right, next I want you to write down this. This is good, and I wish I would have did it when I was working at this, but they didn't have ChatGPT. All right, so I want you to write down these 5 things. I knew I needed to change when. 2, I believed reaching my goal would give me. 3, the journey has taught me, regardless if you're starting a journey, you're in the middle of your journey, or you're done with your journey, what has it taught you, or what is it teaching you? 4, the person I want to become now is. And 5, because of that, my next action is. So I want you to write these down. I want you to answer these. And I feel like you definitely need to keep these close to you. You need to look at these whys when you're not feeling it. You definitely need to look at it. For me, my why, I have videos, so I have pictures. I can look at my why and be like, oh, hell no, I don't want to do that no more. Let's go to the gym. Forget it. Let's do it. Like, it ain't worth it. It definitely is not worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. So, I suggest you keep those near and dear, and make sure that you always keep those, close to you, because you're going to need them. You're going to need them. All right. So in closing, now I know this is a long video, but this video was for you and for me. All right. So your why is allowed to change because you are changing. The reason you got started might not be the same reason that you keep going. And that doesn't mean you lost direction. It just means you've grown. Don't just chase a number. Decide what kind of life you're building and who you're becoming along the way. And that's powerful. That's really powerful because, you are going to change as a person. A lot of things are gonna change. The ideas of how to get here and how to do this, and I've seen people who loved fast food and sweets and all that, and they lose the weight, and they're like, do you know what's in that food and how that, So people change. It's going to change you, and it's going to change you for the better. You're going to learn a lot of good things along the way that you didn't know. A lot of people think they know everything before the journey. And they get in this journey and they they learn a lot about themselves. They learn, that you're not a quitter. You're not as lazy as you thought you were. And as you can keep progressing, it just builds up and you just become a different person. I've been the 443 pounds and plus, and felt like there was no hope. There was no hope for me. What am I doing? What am I doing here? This isn't gonna work. I felt all those things, and I can tell you now that I'm a totally different person when it comes to a lot of that stuff. Even, midway through this journey, I know my sister would tell me, like, you've changed, something's changed about you. And, I just was a lot more positive because I overcame a lot. And I'm telling you, it's just such a good feeling. So with that being said, that is my new why. And so if you're out there doing your thing, keep chasing those goals. Embrace the pain, enjoy the progress, or enjoy the process, and respect the gains. And I'll see you at the next video.